Welcome, dear listeners, to another episode of Guardians of Grace, where we explore centuries of serenity, compassion, and coexistence that dot our world. Today, we journey into the heart of Houston, Texas, to discover a place where the ancient bonds between humans and nature are not just preserved but nurtured with love and devotion. I'm your host, Anjana Pandey, and in this episode, we are delving into the remarkable world of Texas Gaushala. Joining us today are the stewards of this heaven, individuals whose lives are intertwined with the care and protection of those graceful creatures. They are here to share not just the tales of their companions, but also the profound impact of living in a state of grace with the natural world. So let's welcome our first guardian of grace, Mr. Abhinav Goswami. He is the founder and the caretaker at Texas Gaushala, whose hands have nurtured the lives of many and whose heart beats in unison with the land and its inhabitant. Abhinavji, thank you for joining us today. Can you tell us the story behind the inception of Texas Gaushala and its mission? What inspired you to dedicate your life to the care of these animals?
Well, cows are worshipped in our culture for a very long time. I mean, as long as we know the human history, cows have been worshipped. And you go in the history of how this bovine moved from one generation to another to the even in Mahabharata, there's a talk about 1,000 plus varieties of cows. Mm-hmm. So there were two challenges. One, when you work for big corporates, they talk about environmental sustainability, regenerative agriculture, making environment clean, and all these things. Soil issues they have, food quality issues they have. And on the other hand, we have Vedic literature, which talks a lot about cow, which talks about a lot of nature, a lot of, the famous Shanti mantra, Om Dev Shanti, Antariksham Shanti. It talks about peace in everything, right? So when I try to connect both things, and because I grew up on farm with cows, I feel cow is the easiest way to fix all these challenges. If you are looking for good food, it should come directly from the cow. Looking for your pure, cleanest form of energy should come from the cow. You're looking for a very good environment, it should come from the cow. Mm-hmm. So, childhood knowledge plus some corporate experience, I thought the cow needs to be redefined. Especially in India, it has become a political issue. Parties are fighting elections for cow. But when I see cow, it is the most purest form of creation. Yes. One of the famous shloka is so pure when you sing it, which says, Namo gopyah srimatibhyah saurabhebhyah evacha Namo brahma sutabhyascha pavitrabhyo namo namaha. So when the sage is writing this, that there is nothing pure than cow. So if you expand on this idea, if I have to bring cow close to us, then all my milk dairy products will become pure. My energy will become pure, my fertilizer will, in a result, my soil will become pure, and whatever soil will grow will become pure. So it is a whole ecosystem within cow. And what it is taking, this green grass, giving you very fertile, nutrient-rich biofertilizer, it's giving you nutritious milk and all the dairy products, and then the soil which has been fixed, all the nutritious grains, fruits, vegetables. So that way I see cow as, people call it, tell me in dollars. I say cow is COW, creator of wealth, not just single dollar. It creates wealth. And how does it create wealth? We need to just understand in modern context. So some of the experiments we are putting together in dairy, in farming, vegetables, even healthcare. But having Texas Gaushala was not initial vision. I think it started in the middle of COVID when everything was shut down, and we thought I can talk to people, but I can talk to the cows. Yes. So we decided to have 2 cows in our backyard, and from those 2 cows, we have 44 cows facility here. And I think I'm living my childhood again, because I grew up with cows. There were 20 cows when I was in 10th grade. Mm-hmm. And slowly things started moving. Now we didn't have any cow when I was working, but now we have revived the whole thing. So impressive. It's been a long journey, a lot of stories. Maybe some other time I'll tell.
Thank you so much, Abhinavji, for sharing your insight. Our next guest speaker is Mr. Nagaraj Rao, Communication Director. By profession, he is a software engineer. He firmly believes that the concept of Sanatana Dharma holds the potential to improve the entire world. So, Mr. Nagraj Rao, please tell us, how does the value of Sanatana Dharma applies to Texas Gaushala?
Namaste, Anjali. Namaste. As you all know, the famous stotra of Lord Krishna is Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagadittaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So this is one of the most favorite stotras of mine for Lord Krishna. And as you see here, why did this stotra really put Go and Brahmana here? So Go has a lot of meanings to it, but one of the most prominent meaning is obviously cow. So and Brahmana. So these are the two pillars of a society. The cow is the one which gives basically all the things that are needed for you to be physically happy. And when you are physically happy, you are mentally happy, you are spiritually happy. So it's all connected, well in hand. And the Brahmana is the one who is supposed to give the right knowledge. And what does the Brahmana do to give the knowledge? Basically, he does the yajna. So where does this, what is the material needed for the yajna? It is mainly the ajya, which is basically the ghee, which comes from cow. So, and there is no comparison to this compared, like having cow is the one which gives these things that actually connects from humans to gods, because Krishna in Bhagavad Gita talks very clearly of how humans are supposed to do the yajna and please the gods, and gods in return are supposed to give all the blessings to the humans. And the only connection between these two is the ajya, which is basically the ghee that comes out of cow. And if you are taking care of the cow well, and if you are taking care of the cow and the related ecosystems well, and if we are able to do those yajnas properly and please the god, then the blessings are already going to come from there. So which basically means that we will be at a stage where our ecosystem, our soil, everything that Abhinavji talked will all fit into place, and we will have a good sustainable environment which will make us happy and work very well with us. So that's the whole point of why we want to show cow, keep cow in the center and accordingly work with the other systems.
Oh wow, that is impressive. And I would like to ask another question, that in what ways does the belief system of the Texas Gaushala promotes the message for non-violence and the compassion?
So this is a very good question. So one thing I see here is we know we have all these different organizations which talk about animal welfare, taking care of animals and all this. But cow has been somehow very distant in this whole thing. As you see, because they are big animals, so they think the cows are not really friendly. But that is actually it's not the right thing to. It's a myth basically, because if you see, with our experience currently, we see so many people come and take positive energy out of here. So I have seen even a lot of people whom we think that probably because they are not from Indian value system and Hindus or anything, but when they go back, I see that smile in their face. That sort of a happiness when they come for cow cuddling. And it's not only cow cuddling, it's also cow feeding. There are so many people who say, oh no, I don't want to touch them, or I'm not sure if I want to really be with them. But when they go back, I've seen that sort of a glare in their eyes, which basically shows that like they're so happy when they're going out. And I've seen this happening throughout my last 3 years of working with Goshala. And that's what makes me believe that people are now starting to feel that yes, cows and the bulls are also animals which can be as much, and they can give as much love as what the dogs and cats and the different animals can give. And that is what we want to promote. We have many, like this is one of the kind where people can come and just experience this, soak into this, see that positive energy, get that positive energy, calmness and all those things that the cow offers. And this is what we want to take it to the society.
Awesome. So I have, last time when I visited, I saw a lot of students, a lot of high school students, they were there and they were taking care of those cows. So how does that make a difference in their life? Can you share a story or something?
So if you see, we have seen many Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts of America and all these different organizations come here. We have seen seniors come here and do services. And we have seen different walks of people come here and help us out. And that's what, as Pratibha was saying, the community has really come very well for us to come together to help us out. And And then they have went like they have been shoulder to shoulder to us and talking to us and like helping us out in various ways. It could be kaya, vacha, manasa, all the three different domains. And what we have seen is many students. I think the students, their education, things like that, means the way their education system, the way they have to study, and they're having a lot of stress. And we have seen so many students come here, do some services, and they go back and say, Uncle, I want to really do more for you. Means what can I do help? Means I want to sit in my computer also, but I can help.
Yeah.
So we have seen such students come and take the positive vibes, and we are sure that we had a summer camp.
Yeah, okay.
The kids loved it. Means they didn't know that this sort of a summer camp can be possible with yoga activities, cow cuddling, cleaning the barn, and it's just that it's for us to expose them to all these beautiful things, so that they can take the benefits out of it and be stress-free in their life. And we are seeing that step going forward.
That's such a beautiful thing, beautiful work you are doing.
Thank you.
Now I would like to draw your attention towards Mr. Narinder Gupta, Vice President of Texas Gaushala. He is a very well-known personality in the Texas Gaushala, among Goshalans, and for last 2 decades he's been an in-cloud architect. So you've been managing data for decades. Now, how do you feel being called as a Goshalan, and what impact do you hope Texas Gaushala has on visitors and the wider community?
Yeah, namaste everyone. So, first of all, Texas Gaushala is a community project for community by community. So, as you mentioned, what impact it will have, first we need to understand what kind of visitors we are having here. So, we are having all variety of visitors, starting from like 1 year age till 80 year, 90 years kids. 1 year old kids to 90 years of old people. And we have seen from all communities, not only from Indian community, we have visitors from American community, Muslims, Christians, everyone as part of the Texas Gaushala. We have total members of around visitors 3,500 members. Out of that, few members who pay us who do subscribe for the Go Grass. Okay. So Go Grass is basically what is Go Grass. Like back in India, every first meal of the part of the meal we used to give to the cows. That used to be our culture. But here we don't even cook the food in the morning. So we forgot that culture to cover that part of the education of this particular Go Grass, the grass concept. We have covered so that people can just subscribe for a Go Grass concept. We will feed on behalf of them, and then we share the videos and the pictures with them. So that's one kind of visitors we are having it, where you can come feed and help in the Go Grass. What it does in the Go Grass basically is, whatever the money you put in the Go Grass, helping running the Goshala as well. So second, the kind of visitors comes with the cow cuddling visitors. Okay. So basically cow cuddling is what is, cuddle the cows, spend time with the cows, brush the cows, hug the cows, and then you can have the cows on your lap like a small pet animals you can have. So similar kind of stuff we have as part of the cow cuddling experience. So we are serving almost 600 to 1,000 people every month for this cow cuddling concept. The third kind of visitor is as Alex said, they want to feed the cows. Those who are not part of the Go Grass or cow cuddling, they come every day, feed the cows, and that's how they get all the punya by feeding the cows with their hand. So another kind of visitor, we do have the events every month in the Texas Gaushala. So a month like all cultural event, you name it. We have almost 12 events every month in Texas Gaushala. With Texas Gaushala do the events by ourselves, and the people come and visit. And also other communities like the Maratha community, and I'll say the Marwadi community, and various other communities, like around 15 to 20 various communities come and do their play, they come and celebrate their event in the Texas Gaushala. So that's variety of visitors we are having it, and that definitely make an impact on them when they come and experience the working with the cows, feeding the cows, cuddling the cows, so that make a major impact in their life.
Okay, so I have another question. So, how do you educate the impact of the sustainability and animal welfare to these visitors?
Yeah, so as I said, like we have cows is our centric part of ecosystem. So we are making a self-sustaining ecosystem around the cows. So how you take care of the cows, that's important. Also, we have 4 peacocks in our property. So how you can take care of them also important.
Okay.
So when the visitors come in, we educate them, starting from their check-in process till end of the process. We talk about how cows are important in your life and how you can do with the cows and how you can hug them, how you can feed them, how you can basically go through the whole process and tell about what is the importance of the cow in our Vedic system and how can they feel the same by coming to Texas Gaushala. And also I've seen people saying, oh, I will leave the meat now onwards. So that's a major impact on the people who are visiting the Texas Gaushala.
Oh, okay, so that's contributes to the non-violence part
That's
of the
correct,
Sanatana Dharma. Yes. Now I would like you to meet Mr. Purandar Kanamuru. He's the treasurer at Texas Gaushala. By profession, he's a chartered accountant with the unique passion of regenerative agriculture and sustainability practice. Mr. Kanamuru, could you please share any sustainability practice you have implemented at Goshala to ensure environmental harmony, and how do you see the role of Goshala evolving in the face of global environmental challenge?
Sure. Namaste, Ajanaji. So at the Goshala mainly on sustainability topic. So it starts with cow being at the center. For the entire ecosystem, we are trying to drive a template of circular economy. So though we are not able to do it at a larger scale, here we have started using the cow-based fertilizers, and then we put it around garden area. We have a small garden area, we have an orchard, at least to give that experience to the kids and the families who comes and walks into the Goshala, for them to see how cow, whatever the template we are trying to build on the ecosystem, at a smaller scale, how the fertilizer comes in, how it goes back to the soil, how the food production happens through the soil, at a very smaller scale for them to come and experience. And we're also giving the Gaugrass members who really support the entire, the Goshala operations, come and join in the garden area. They can even plug the, the harvest, and they can enjoy that time as well with the nature in that sense.
Okay, so my next, that's a very good point of view. So that encourages me to ask another question. So how do you see the role of Goshala in the face of global environmental challenge?
Sure. So on this topic in particular, let's understand the overall environmental issues, right? So when we talk about sustainability, there is a concept of not utilizing more of the natural resources that are available, how to conserve and leave it to the next generations. That's one way of looking at it.
Okay.
The other way of looking at it is a regenerative kind of practices where you strengthen the entire ecosystem. Like, I have soil today.
Yeah.
Rather than taking it out, can I add more to it from a nutrient value standpoint? That is where cow comes into play.
Okay.
It is natural for all the other rumen-based animals which come and graze the grass and all, because it's tough to tell in creation which comes first. But cow or any other rumen-based animals, they carry the bacteria or biology in them.
Okay.
When there is a severe drought, everything's dried out, still life has to regenerate.
Yeah.
And these are the animals which go and again put the bacteria back into the soil through their cow urine and cow dung. That's how the forestation happens. The entire vegetation regrows.
Okay.
And from Texas Gaushala standpoint, we wanted to build a template to ensure that cow being at the center, how it can run the entire overall economy. We coming from Indian or Bharat background,
Yes.
now there is already a template that has been existed at a previous time period.
Yeah.
So when you go back to the time, there are all the villages are self-sustained.
Yes. True.
There is no need to get any input from outside. Soils are really fertile. And what is the base for that to happen is they have taken care of the cows. So every village has huge cow herds, they maintain them, they use the entire cow dung back to the soil. Soil is always healthy. and they never had any input outside. They have their own seed bank. They used to collect the seeds and then use it and then grow the produce. And farmer is at the center. I myself coming from a farming background, and I did my own research. Like what really triggered this entire change in the world. And during the Second World War, the introduction of this chemical fertilizer is what triggered and taken us backwards, and complete erosion of the soil. There is no life in the soil anymore. So now just imagine if there is a proven template already. So now if you need to really work through, what is that base for you to work with? That is the cow. And remaining all other rumen-based animals, compared to cow is so domesticated, and there is a reason why cow is being taken at the center and being domesticated. Because as Abhinavji highlighted, it is in its purest form. So if you want to really put the society in order, that is where Krishna has come into play. And there are people with different evolutions. It is not all are in the same path. All are not yogis. They are in their own journeys, right? And you need to give a solution which fits for all. It is not like you give one solution for only one segment of the people. Then I think he being incarnation of the God, he brought in this being into the earth, he put it inside into the society. So if cow is being properly taken care, and if the soil is nourished by the cow dung and cow fertilizer, the produce that comes in also becomes pure as the way he highlighted. And then anyone who eats, it brings the contentment and that compassion. And it's like you come along with the harmony of the society. The important element is the ego is taken out. So there is no comparison. So you never compete, you complement each other. And you live in harmony. So that is the kind of a template which we are working through cow to drive the sustainability practices to really propagate. And there is an agenda also to transform the Indian rural economy as well. Meaning, today farmers are beyond away from technology. So now we are trying to bring a hybrid model. We are trying to use the blockchain technology as well. Meaning, in the sense for a consumer to give him the confidence that he is eating the right food. Meaning I am doing my sustainable practices, but how you give the confidence to the consumer that yes, I am eating the right food coming from the right farm. So that's why we are trying to utilize the Texas Gaushala small template, then scale it up using the blockchain technology, and try to even serve like giving cow to a farmer, making him get into these practices. That can be at a global scale. It did not restrict to India, but India is best fit because of the small scale farming. Small scale farming is farmer segment. You can give a cow, they will take care of it, and then it even nourish the soil. And he can produce it, he can make money as well. So the point which Abhinavji highlighted, how cow can create wealth. And wealth is multifaceted. It is not only physical, but mental and other spiritual aspects as well. But even at a physical level, the production, food production, if it is properly taken care, the food what we eat, we become that. And if you're eating the purest form, you try to become more pure, society will be in order. You become more sattvic, you don't compare, you try to use your knowledge in the right direction. And that's how the transformation happens. And we are talking about it's the sustainable practices or circular economy, it is more of regenerative practices. You're like, you're bringing back, you're going into the harmony with the nature. And nature gives you back the energy and you're giving it back. So that's how it can run in the long run.
Thank you for sharing your insight, and to all the guardians of grace at Texas Gaushala for reminding us of the beauty and responsibility we hold towards all living beings. Your work does not just preserve a way of life, it propels it forward into future generations. From the serene fields of Texas Gaushala, I, Anjana Pandey, sign off, carrying with me the lessons of love and caretaking that resonates far beyond these pastures. Until next time, let's all keep finding ways to be guardians of grace in our own lives. Thank you for watching, and remember to nurture the world around you. Ta-ta.